broker. Yeah. But
Okay,
she
so I just
likes
put in the
me.
chat the 237 steps, the critical role of the realtor. I suggest you put it right in front of her and then shut up and let the form do the heavy lifting, because the first 171 are on the listing side, the rest of it is on the buy side. This is what I do. I don't just open doors, I don't just shuffle papers. What
Thank you.
part of this do you want me to cut out? Because then I can reduce my commission.
Okay. Thank you,
Okay?
Ronnie.
Yeah,
Yes, love it.
most people don't get it, that what we do, and realtors are guilty of this. Disclose to them what we do. Let them know up front. This is why I charge what I do, because I'm worth every penny of this.
Mhm.
I find the other one, I'll put it in the chat, 184 reasons why realtors should justify their commission. Let me find that one. I'll put it in for you guys.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There you go, Ronnie. All right, bear with me 1 second, guys. I want to go live here. Nisi, do you have something to throw in about the DC law, please?
I did. I just wanted to ask Faith about the price. So is the price that the other agent is offering the best price that the house would sell for? Would it sell for more if the house was listed on the open market?
Actually, what the other agent is offering is probably the best price. The crux here is that they're offering 700,000 in Northern Virginia. It's in Arlington, and they're offering a $10,000 appraisal gap. And the houses in that area are maybe high sixes. So in my opinion, it's a very good offer.
Okay. So that's what I would ask and I present to her, because I always try to have the clients still go on the open market, not just take what someone brought, because even though they're offering more, which sounds like they're offering a good price, someone else out there in this market may be offering even more. Right.
Yeah.
So I would suggest that to her. And if you wanted to do what Chris was saying, like, if this person gets it, maybe it's a different price or whatever, but I would still follow the entire process.
That's a great idea. Thank you, Nisi.
Mm-hmm.
And it's always good to get some collaboration, I would say, so that when you're making these decisions, you've got a good pool of people. And this is a great group. I so appreciate everybody's contribution here with that. So I'm gonna go live on Facebook here. Erica, real quickly, you're in New York, so be careful on licensing conversation, please. Three, two, one. She's not there. All right, let's go live on the group. All right, go live, everybody. All right, that's not loading. All right, Facebook is up and running. Greetings, one and all. It is the National Real Estate Conversation. Chris Hurley here, helping you get your day rolling off strong in real estate. I trust you're gonna have a good weekend. I hope I am. Had a lot of fun yesterday, doing some things we had here, and good to see everybody back again. It's good to see everybody back again, and to get together to work on our words of real estate and get started. We're in this season of the month where we're finishing a lot of our expired opportunity, and it's a blessing to have there's chances to talk to folks each and every day, and get them connected with opportunity that we see in the market, and to have really thoughtful conversations that help them achieve what couldn't be achieved. And your curiosity in that journey is key. Like, what can you say to sound curious, and also to understand that as every listing opportunity comes across your desk, is every listing opportunity something you should take? Should you know more about some of these folks before we decide to, do business with them? So definitely we want to ask some good questions. I'm going to share a couple different formats with you today, just two easy ones to work on. But first, before we do that, Somebody tell me, give me one thing you learned at Family Reunion you're going to apply in your business. You can raise your digital hand. What's a piece of content you found extremely valuable? I'll share with you. I looked at the vision slides and I saw the vision situation. 10 weeks on your buyer side transactions. 10 weeks is something that if you're coaching people, if you're mentoring people, don't get so excited unless you sense a real sense of life event urgency, that the timeline for these conversations is going to take some time. So the value in pipelining and putting all these things in a cadence, in a system that's going to nurture them over time, that's a value. Like, to just not get so excited about the first one or get the other end. How many people would feel sad at week 7? I had a fantastic referral that came in August. Ian, you saw that closing I just did. It was one weekend of showing, but our first conversation was in August. And then it took them how many months to finally come into town. But when they came into town, it was so focused and urgent that they just wrote the offer. And that's the types of buyers that are amazing to have, that are decisive, that have life events. They had a cross-country relo. They bought an amazing home. We looked all over the market in Raleigh. Ian, how thin is the market in Raleigh?
Pretty thin.
Pretty thin. And so even if without choices, you can still get people to make decisions when they feel informed and there's a push of the life event. So that's really the key to what you want to do with these people, is just understand it's a timeline, it's their timeline, and that your urgency doesn't always trigger what they need to do. But Janet Raby Meyer has learned something there. What did you learn, Janet Raby Meyer?
Hello, friend. So Mel Robbins, the author of the 5-Second Rule, was one of our speakers. And she talks about how you will have an inspiration, like you will hear something and you think, I'm going to call that person. They're an older person, they've fallen, they've got a caregiver, there's family coming into town. It sounds like something's going to happen pretty quickly. I need to get in front of them, get my equity analysis over there. And then you stop and you think about it for a minute. And then you lose all that momentum that inspiration shot you. And the thing is, if you do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go, you will go and do that equity analysis for that family and get it off. You will not hesitate. And because he who hesitates is lost, right? Mm-hmm. Mel Robbins was great on many levels, and the idea of, you're going to be hit with inspiration, act on the inspiration, because the inspiration is the thing you need to do.
And Mel Robbins is a public speaker. She's an author. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So if you missed it and you want her content, I'm sure she's got a YouTube, a Facebook, and Insta, published materials that you can download. And those are the values that you can be introduced to. I think everyone has heard of Tony Robbins. And the fact that Gary was surprised that he's 7 foot tall just means that Gary's busy. I've seen Tony Robbins, even on TV, he looks like a monster. So, that's normal. Of course, to me, Ronnie DiCarlo, everybody looks like a monster, right? Haha, Ronnie, you're so funny. Frank Matera in Charlotte, North Carolina. Give me an example of 2 life events. You put it in the chat.
The divorce. That's
it. 2 right there. Great job,
downsizing.
Frank.
Diapers.
He's focusing on the D. Thank you, Frank. All right, Carl Franklin.
Hey, good morning. Hello?
Carl Franklin, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Doing well, man.
All right. So I'm gonna say it was Mel Robbins as well. The 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The thing is, I actually watched a video of us for the first time getting ready to get on the plane. And I thought the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 was a one-off. I didn't know it was a whole movement. So that was powering, and yeah, that's what I took. I like that a lot.
Love it. That's awesome. my dear friend in ATL, Authorine.
Hey, good morning, Chris. How are you?
I'm doing better now that you're on the call.
Oh, how sweet. You're so sweet. I'll slip you that check later on.
Yeah.
So, one of the things I wanted to do for family reunion this year was to follow like an investment and a wealth building track. And I wanted to deliberately place myself in rooms where people were a little bit intimidated. And so I went to a couple of breakouts with Tim Howe. You know, he's the wonder boy. He's 36. He's extremely smart, extremely successful. And so one of the things that they were talking about was having a cash option for all of your listings. It's first, should I buy it? Second, should I offer it up to my investors? And then third, should I list it, right? And so one of the things that they said that has worked tremendously in Tim Haas and a couple of like Sarah and Empire Home Team is that on everything that they send out, a little piece of their offer is we can get you a cash buyer, we can get you a cash buyer. And so one of the things that I'm going to implement first, I have to get some more training on the Homeward system because I didn't realize that Homeward actually buys homes. I thought they were like a bridge loan, but they actually buys homes. And the next time you guys get a piece of mail from one of these cash buyers, don't toss it like I do. Just look at the wording because Open Door is beating us hands down with their cash offer. So look at what's getting all those calls. Yeah, look at their offer.
Awesome. Love that. You got to come up with some variety in the box. I love that. Pat Canale in New York.
Good morning. Good morning. So Mel Robbins, of course, Tony Robbins and Mel Robbins both were inspirational. But I went to a class with Phil Jones that I thought was really amazing. And most of you do know who Phil Jones is, but for those of you who don't, I think you should look him up. And my class was exactly what to say in listing conversations. And this is nothing new. Chris, you talk about it all the time, but hearing it in a British accent was a little zhuzh up from what we normally hear it in. And it's slow the process down, you speed up the outcome. Give no advice at all. Be curious. Curious enough to understand the other person's context. Be empathetic enough to meet them where they are. Very powerful class, wonderful. If there are notes on the class that for those who attended Family Reunion, you should definitely look into it.
Yeah, it's really smart when they do that. Lorenzo, Penn Station in New York, just for Matt Cannon.
Wow.
It's actually the beautiful Grand Central, one of the most beautiful architectures.
Grand Central,
sorry
there. Apologies to the Grand.
Central. But like everybody else, the Robbins twins, they were awesome. But what blew me away is I went to the Black Realtors breakout. And as a young person, I was just excited about all the young people of color that are just killing it. You know, people have 150 doors, they're teaming together and helping each other basically become, multi-millionaires. And these young people just blew me away. My heart was filled with joy just to see that. And it was awesome. The young man in, I believe in DC, that's usually on our call. Can't remember his name. He was on one of the panels. But that really touched me, and I'm excited. I'm excited going into this year.
It's awesome, Lorenzo. It's awesome. A lot of things can happen at these conventions, guys. Be open to a lot of different opportunities for you. I have something I want to share. I had something I wanted to share. So I want to the ability to be tenacious, the ability to be tough. In all things that we're doing here, we've got to seek the way to battle. And sometimes when you're behind the eight ball, And in baseball, behind the 8 ball is usually 2 strikes. And I want to share with you from yesterday, one of the reasons that I moved back to Texas is for baseball. And so if you have somebody who needs to do more baseball, I want to just show you some of the differences that I see here. And this is from yesterday. I want to share with you this screen. Can y'all see the screen here with the baseball player thumbs up? Yeah. All right, so this is Dominic. He's notorious for being down in the count, strike 2. But I want you to know you never give up. And just watch this minute clip of Dom yesterday battling against a pretty good pitcher. He was throwing about 88. This is high school level baseball. Swing and a miss. That's strike 2. Oh, that was strike 2. So you're down 2 strikes sometimes. Sometimes these sellers are on top of you and you think you're going to lose the deal, but don't give up. Foul it off. Foul it off. You have to stay in the game. You're going to feel pressure and rejection. How do you think it feels to stand at the other end of 60 feet with somebody throwing almost 90 miles an hour at you? I'd want to give up. But even sometimes you just hit a number like that, you run it out, you rake the hustle, and you make it to first base. All we've got to do is make it to first base, guys. And sometimes it's not beautiful. Sometimes it's just through your grind you make it happen. And I want to share that with you that Dom is, he's notorious for making pitchers work very hard at a point when they think they're going to win. And that's the 2 strike count. When a batter's down to 2 strikes, it's usually over. But you can be that realtor that gets into the game, battles against objections, and overcomes. Just be tenacious. Never give up. There's a script in the chat. When you're working with expires, we're going to do about a 6 or 7 minute round robin, or this in small. I'd like to say that a picture is worth 1,000 words, but let me ask you, do you think the photographer would capture the most flattering images? That's why it makes sense to look at it as a buyer would and see if your home is something that is a good match with one of my clients, or the market in general. So would today at 4, tomorrow at 6 be the good time to meet? It's a simple phrase to introduce it. Just take a swing at it. They might say yes, but you can't take a swing at it if you don't try. And if you're not even in the box, it's not even going to be an opportunity for you. So you're going to hear when you call expired some things like, why don't you just look at it on the MLS? And you've got to have something in your pocket that you can throw out there. And it may be a home run, or it may be like Dominic's hit, just something that falls in the right spot at the right time. And people listen to your message and they say, you know what? Why don't you come by at 6? So breakout rooms are open. Oh, before we go to breakout rooms, Valerie has something to say. Hey, Valerie.
It was from before, sorry. I will address what you just said. Why don't you come look at it on the MLS? Somebody said to me one time, how do you describe blue? Wouldn't it be better to see it than to hear somebody talk about it? When can I come over?
Love it. So we're going to hear that. Valerie, that's true, right? They're going to say, why don't you look at it on the MLS? Because they want to avoid the inconvenience, right? That's what they're going to defend the appointment talk with. So I encourage you just to bring it out. Marty Johnson, God bless you. You're amazing. She keyed it up in the chat with a lot more spaces. You can copy that script. Just use it. All right, go to breakout rooms. Practice that once or twice. Just read through that. Simple and easy. We'll come back on the other side with golden bumper sticker nuggets. Double thumbs up. See you on the other side. All right, in the main room, you can work on whatever you'd like. You can raise your digital hand and say, hey, Chris. Ian, I had the 3-minute at bat. Do you think I should have run the 3-minute or the 1 minute?
30 seconds.
See, he even didn't like the 1 minute one. But I thought about you. I was like, I can't consume 3 minutes with this at bat. It's like water. You can just count on it being wet every time. You can just count on it, right? It's consistency. Marty Johnson, what's up, my friend?
Hi, everyone. So taking the combination of what we heard from Phil Collins and the challenge that he kind of threw down, he didn't say to everyone, was to not give advice for a whole day and just ask questions. And we all learned so much from Chris about just ask questions, ask questions, ask questions. So maybe we could do a challenge based on what Chris is teaching us in any conversation is don't give advice, just ask challenges or ask questions. And that could be maybe a topic for a breakout session soon. Don't give advice. Just force ourselves just to ask the next questions.
Maybe do a couple sessions of the question game next week.
Awesome.
We do that on Wednesday
Yeah.
and Friday.
You're so good at it. Thank you, Chris.
Pat Canale is here. Hey, Pat. I'm sorry I lowered your hand. I thought it was from before.
Oh, that's okay. I wanted to say, I don't have although I have many questions, I don't have a question right now. I would like to say that this was my first family reunion, and I got to see so many people that come to Scripps Jedi every day. I got to see Donna, Valerie, Arthurine, among many others, and it was an awesome experience to see people face to face. And I want to thank everyone for allowing me to participate in this group. I did give your name out to quite a number of people that I met, new people, so I hope that new people are joining also. And I had a wonderful opportunity to have Margot show me around Vegas. We had a lovely day, and I truly appreciated that also. And that is a connection I would never have made without this group. So awesome.
That's awesome. Margot's amazing, isn't she? Great. And she's the hostess. She knows that that market for sure.
Yes, she really does. We had a lovely day, lovely, except for it took 2.5 hours to get 10 minutes from the Bellagio to the Mandalay Bay because we got stuck in the middle of a marathon. So she drove me around for 2.5 hours before she could get me back to my hotel.
Oh my gosh, that's exciting.
I know.
Yeesh. Erica. What's up, Erica?
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity, also from New York. So a couple of things. I think Faith is still here. I checked. I love the question game that we play, and just to really be able to think about it. And at the beginning, when Faith was talking about during the pre-show, was talking about, you know, the challenge with one of her potential clients. A couple of times that I noticed when folks had asked, like, well, do you know? And she was like, well, I think it was because it actually leads me to believe the importance of going back and saying, well, what has you concerned about paying these wages? Or tell me more about that. Or just really digging deep, as, you know, not Phil Collins, somebody earlier said Phil Collins on the show, Phil Jones would say. And when you have that information, then you don't necessarily have to like cut your wages. When you're asking those questions, in the absence of value, price does become the issue. And I've actually had a client 14 times has worked with me in my 15-year career, and I've never cut my wages. None of my referral partners have cut our wages because he's, you know, bought and sold all over. Because every time I tell them to bring their A+++ game, and they ask lots of questions, and it's never, hey, you know, this is my 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. It's never been. He comes with gifts. So if you're really looking to see like what, and it's just, not everybody has worked with me 14 times, God willing, that will always happen now. But it's really looking to see what are we missing that's having them say, oh, you know, I'm going to go this, that, the other thing. And then like, what else can we do? And I love that we masterminded around that beforehand.
Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome. Thanks for the opportunity.
I put in the chat the link for working with our group and coaching. And, you know, there's a lot of silver bullets that get introduced at these events. And I would say if you're entering, a lot of people are in this phase of life where, you know, the season is different than last year. You may have a decision to make about where you put your marketing or your training dollars. So you've been on this call now for 4 years. Some people have been on a month. You should support Bernadette in this call. If you enjoy working with her on Thursdays, you should coach with her. She has more coaching than you'll get for $100 a month in any other company. And she has a personal relationship with all the people that she coaches. She doesn't follow a format that ends at 28 minutes. All these other companies are forcing us into models that fit their business plan. And I promise you, that's not what we deliver. So when you're looking for somebody to advocate for you, you go to that link that I put in the chat and you sign up with Bernadette. And I'm going to tell you, it's going to be tough because a lot of people are making you go to different situations that have different opportunities that don't realize a personal connection. And if that doesn't make sense to you, if you're not getting enough out of it from what you're paying $100 a month, you should invest in Bernadette's, because when you need a coach, when you need somebody, she's available. And she gives more time each week to do that. And I'm not paying Brenda to say that. Brenda's spontaneously contributing.
You're not. I'm just agreeing. It's totally the truth. And that's why I know that at my office, I would not get this much training, and I'm not down in my office, okay? But Bernadette, she goes so depth into her training, and she has everything on point to get you to be very successful in life. And I just love her, love her, love her.
And I share this with you guys because I know that realtors are not making as much money as they did the last 2 years. And you're looking at your bottom line, you're saying, am I getting enough out of this other opportunity? Does it help me in the way I need it? Or is the book of encyclopedias too big and I need something more personal? That's our difference in what we do. So I want to give you the opportunity to work with her before it's too late, because there's a lot of things that are on the horizon that I'm really excited about that you may encounter. I will share with you that the silver bullet that concerns me about this whole convention that went off is the video part. I love the video, but trust me when I tell you, if you're not producing video and engaged in your social media at the right now, buying a video and branding it yourself isn't going to attract the clients. Making phone calls, doing open houses, meeting people. So before you spend any money on a licensing product, make sure that it's not the whole Keller Mortgage thing again, and make sure that you're getting the most out of your business. Because most of us don't need a video. Most of us just need to make some more contact. And that's the mission that we have. So if you are, if you're back from the other side, let me close out these rooms. All right, back from the other side.
Well, if I can throw my little 2 cents in about Bernadette is, I know tons of people. I meet tons of people. I just came from Tampa before the convention and fellowship with 500, 40 to 60-year-olds just like me. And Bernadette has basically put me in position to tap in, tap into that market of, my dream life is to travel around the world, play a little basketball for the next 2 years before the body falls apart, and make $100,000 every time I go to an event, because that's what I see. I see the opportunity. Like if you're a track person that ran marathons, every time you go to a marathon, there's 5,000-10,000 people there. Imagine if we can, make those connections, and that's what I'm looking at and enjoying my time. Thank you.
So if you're looking for one-on-one coaching, that's what she can do. If you're looking for group coaching, that's what she can do. I mean, it's $99 a month. It's not inspiring, it's tactical. It's why it's called action coaching, because it helps get you into action. So I want you to know that I invite you to do that. And at this point in the season, it's going to be challenging coming up because you may not have the same closings with those 10-week cultivation periods. But if you have somebody on board with you, you can get that job done. So we're back on the other side, golden bumper sticker nuggets to close out our show here on a beautiful Friday. Pat Canale, do you have something to close out with?
I wanted to say that I don't trust many people, especially the fact that we're always getting people asking us to, to sign up and use them for this and use them for that. And I will say that my experience with both Chris and with Bernadette on a professional level has been amazing. And Bernadette is wonderful at her action coaching, and she breaks it down to the smallest level, even for people like me to understand, where I need to know every detail of things. I couldn't recommend her more highly. So if anyone is on the fence, I really, really, truly think you should give Bernadette a try. I really do.
Thank you, guys. It means the world to me, as I hope this call has meant the world to you as long as you have been able to participate. For some of us, it's been 4 years. Some of you might have been only 30 days. It's my honor to have taken this call over and to have been introduced to the opportunity by Sam, who is no longer a team leader, but she's with us. She's just not with us. And to have had this opportunity to do this. So I'm greatly honored to have had this this run of fun, and I'm honored to see you guys on Monday. So big week next week. Don't miss it. Thank you for all the compliments in there. Look at all the compliments going around the rooms that are here. You can do that too. And I see my friend, but I don't see my friend. I see her beautiful name. Who's going to close the show from Cary, North Carolina? Ruth Mahasi.
Yeah, I will. Is Lisa, are you here?
I don't see her here.
Okay. You've received the inspiration. Now go put in the perspiration, guys. Bernadette.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend. Thank you.
Bernadette, okay?
Have a successful
blessed
weekend.
day, everyone.
Mark is back.
Oh.
Chris, I'm sorry I missed our morning prayer.
Look
All
at
right.
Sam. Sam's back.
Oh, that's Ronnie Sam. That's a good one there, Ronnie. Got me for a second.
Ian, you gonna go to church with me?
Let's go. Amen.
All right, Fridays.
I love it,
Hey,
guys. Go.
yes, Pat, every Friday from here, and we're going to figure out what we're going to do on Good Friday.
No, I know that we got in at 3:30 in the morning. It was delayed yesterday, so
No worries. All right, y'all. We'll see you.
bye.
Bye-bye.